The killer suffered from psychosis. However, psychoanalyst Dr. G. Heath King says that psychosis is a clinically specified condition that impairs thought process and endures a loss of contact with external reality. Dr. King points out that Holmes is very much in touch with reality, proven by his exceptional academic record in neuroscience. Dr. King adds that Holmes was fully conscious of the nature of his acts and their implications, which legally eliminates any insanity defense. Holmes posted on a sex website, quote, "Will you visit me in prison?" end quote, before the shootings even took place. With IRN USA Radio News, I'm Precious Watson.
Rowan?
You see, The Rock says,
hey!
I don't know who you think you... Hey, no. See, you just don't cut The Rock off like that. Do you understand that? No, you don't cut The Rock off like that. No. You don't ever cut The Rock off like that. No. Because what you don't understand this. You see, it was right here when The Rock won his first WWE championship was in St. Louis. But see, The Rock isn't here right now. No. The Rock is not here right now to talk to Frodo. No. The Rock is here right now to talk about the WWE Championship. The Rock just got word. At the Royal Rumble. Whoever the WWE Champion is, they will go one-on-one with the Great One. Whoa. And that night, they will defend their title against The Rock.
Well, that is good news for you. And you know what? That's good news for me, too, because I'll fill in the blank for you, Rocky, that whoever will be WWE champion, you're looking at him. Tonight, I'm going to beat John Cena. And if you want a match at Royal Rumble, well, I wish the Royal Rumble was tomorrow because I can't wait. I want to jump in head first. CM Punk versus The Rock sounds good to me. And all due respect, just like I end John Cena tonight, I'm going to beat you at the Royal Rumble.
Let The Rock make something perfectly clear to you, CM Punk. And it goes like this, like The Rock said earlier. It was right here in St. Louis that The Rock won his very first WWE Championship. So it's only fitting that The Rock will stand before you tonight, look you in the eye, and tell you, CM Punk, the best in the world, that at the Royal Rumble, The Rock will be the next WWE Champion.
No. This is supposed to be about me. This was supposed to be the greatest night of my life. You want to know? Do you want to know who you're going to fight, Rocky? Some way, somehow, you are going to fight me. And not only will I be the champion, but I will be the face of the WWE.
The face of the WWE. Is that what you're saying that The Rock is looking at? Is that what you're saying 15,000 people are looking at right now? No. What we're looking at is this. We're looking at what would happen if a homeless lumberjack an Oompa Loompa. Oompa Loompa Doopa-dee ding. You look like a troll from Lord of the Rings. Listen, The Rock didn't come here to talk to you, Oompa Loompa. No. The Rock came here to talk to you. Because the fact of the matter is this. CM Punk, Have a good match tonight. Good luck and kick ass like I know you will. And as for you, Oompa, listen, I'm sorry that you didn't get married tonight. But listen, it ain't all bad for you tonight. You know why? Because The Rock went ahead and he got you a wedding gift anyway. Oh! If you smell what The Rock is cooking.
WBCB presents Pro Wrestling Weekly.
Tell me he didn't just say that.
Call in with a question or comment at 215-949-3232 or 888-922-2149.
The tower of power, too sweet to be sour, funky like a monkey, ooh yeah.
And now, here's your host of Pro Wrestling Weekly, Fearon.
It doesn't matter what your name is.
Really? Yeah!
Hello and welcome to Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Fearon Derry here with you, talking Raw episode 1000. And in studio here, we've got a bit of a birthday bash. Of course, yes, today is my birthday. Promoted it a couple of weeks ago. Not that it's any big event. Probably a bigger event is filling in for Wild Bill Melody at the engineer booth here is the one, the only Polka King himself, Dennis Ostapovich. Wild Denny? Well, true. You just finished a 2.5-hour polka show, and we know a lot of us know the reputation of your show. So yeah, I guess you are pretty wild in that regard. Wild Denny filling in here. Also in studio, we've got RC from Completely Damaged, longtime friend of the show, and just walking into the building here, of course, we've got Madman Moose Maretti, and much to the jaw-dropping surprise of me, the one, the only infamous Ratboy.
Oh, Ratboy.
Yeah, Ratboy. He's here in studio. I guess if permitted, we can get him on the mic here for a little bit, but we'll have to clear that with the higher bosses, so that way this isn't my last show or possibly even my last birthday, one or the other.
But happy birthday, man! Happy birthday.
Yeah, it feels good. It's great to be 22.
If we only
not buying that? I didn't think so. Alrighty. Well, we got a ton of stuff going on. Of course, a lot of memorable moments. The Rock making an appearance. DX. Pretty much all of DX, with the exception of China making an appearance. X-Pac, Billy Gunn, the Road Dogg, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, all five of them together for the first time in a real long time. We had, all kinds of folks. Reverend Slick with the wedding, which you heard a little bit of the aftermath of that. Things not exactly going well for Daniel Bryan. We'll get into that. Want to find out today what your favorite moment was from Raw 1000, and somebody who certainly has no shortage of opinions as we make our way to the phones. A good friend of the show, somebody who's been with us for quite a while, been in studio here an innumerable amount of times because he was the co-host here for a year and change. The one, the only Richie Blyweiss on the line. Richie, welcome back to the show.
Hey, Franz, good to be here on your birthday, pal. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you. I know you had some other predetermined obligations we'll go with that kept you from being here, but good that you could at least be here audio-wise, which is pretty much the best way to be considering it's radio.
That's true.
If people can see you and can't hear you, it doesn't really work that well with radio.
Well, we both know it's better that they can't see you. Nobody wants that.
Yes, the personification of a face for radio.
Yeah.
That
exactly,
old gag.
Exactly. Well, I've had a face for radio for years. You know that.
I think your girl Heather would disagree with that, but that's a whole nother story.
Well, we got the headphones in, so she's actually listening on the other side, and no, she's saying she doesn't disagree. Actually,
she doesn't disagree. Okay,
she doesn't disagree.
I tried. That was more to give Heather a slight plug than anything else. Give her a mention. Do you a little favor there.
Don't let her head get too big, though, because then all weekend, all I'll hear is, I'm a radio star. That's all I'll hear all weekend.
Like she hasn't heard that from you when you were co-hosting the show.
So I didn't tell her anything about that. I didn't tell her about how awesome I am. I didn't tell her anything about that.
This coming from the person who has the license plate that reads, "I'm awesome."
Okay, now I'm going to have 1 million stalkers of the show coming and hunting me down based on my license plate.
No, we've talked about this before. I didn't spell it on the air. I didn't, because you can't fit all those letters on the back of that state plate.
Yeah.
That's exactly it. Well,
all right, down to the business though.
Let's get through this stuff. But coming off of Raw 1000, watching the show, it was a show that I was happy to sit down 3 hours and watch, and I think they did a really good job of getting us excited for it. And I think that I may be one of the few, but I feel like I was let down a little bit. I feel like I had a general sense of where they were going with the wedding storyline. You knew that they weren't going to get married, but you had a feeling that something better was going to come along. You had a feeling that CM Punk was going to be involved, that Kane would be involved, and you just didn't get that. Having things come out, and then Vince announces that AJ is the GM, it's almost like it's disappointing. What is AJ going to do that, that wasn't done before, that she couldn't do, or that somebody else couldn't do? Why would she be the person for that job? So that bothered me a little bit. I was definitely taken back by CM Punk and his heel turn. That definitely surprised me. Though, I guess when you look at it, they don't really have a great heel on top for this. You can look at Daniel Bryan, but with the yes fad that's happened, people love Daniel Bryan almost. And you need somebody that these people can hate, and CM Punk certainly is just as hateable as he is lovable.
Yeah. This is true. He can go back and forth and play either role very well. And you've seen certain guys over the years who are adept at doing that. Flair, Michaels. That's not bad company to be compared to.
Exactly. And you bring up Shawn Michaels. I want to ask, what are you thinking about the DX reunion that started off the show? I was surprised that they brought back the whole crew minus China. Who's busy with other things. But what are you kind of thinking though? I was a little bit. It was almost like it was like they wanted it to be nostalgic, but it just wasn't there. Just something wasn't right for me. I can't even put my finger on it. It just didn't feel right. It seemed a little forced almost.
Well, I think a little bit of it is that you have guys in their 40s trying to act like they're in their late 20s. Yeah. So I think that has a little something to do with it. Or actually, not all of them. I was going to say X-Pac. X-Pac just turned 40 like a couple weeks ago. So he's in that crew too. Guys in their 40s acting like they're in their late 20s.
The whole show seemed forced too, in my opinion. Like Taker I don't think Taker really felt like he really wanted to be there, because that whole scene was just awkward for me to watch.
Part of it too was his biggest opponent seemed to be his jacket. Getting his jacket off.
Yeah, that's true. I heard about that.
Yeah, you saw a little bit of it before they cut away to the camera, but his biggest challenge was getting his jacket off. That super shredder jacket, which is the best way I can describe it for those who remember Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 going back.
Definitely.
And of course, the person inside the super shredder costume was Kevin Nash. Okay, I was throwing that out for whoever wanted to chime in there. I was,
No, I was going to give you that credit.
Random trivia. That is good Kevin Nash Ninja Turtle knowledge.
Oh, jeez. Oh, I'm not too up on my Ninja Turtle knowledge, except from back in my 5-year-old rookie days.
I was going to say, are you more adept in the Kevin Nash Magic Mike knowledge? Should I not have gone there?
Tell me he did not say
Tell me he didn't just say that.
Can't say that I've seen Magic Mike or that I will. I did see Batman. That was quite excellent.
Okay, there you go.
Hey, Richie, how do you feel about The Miz back being an IC champion?
That was my next thing that
it's awesome,
I was
right?
talking about. It is awesome, and it's a wonderful thing because for so long it seems like he was just being put in squash match after squash match, and when he comes back and he's going to go against for the IC title, and it kind of registered in my head, like the IC title is a nice title, and they can have it change hands on Raw 1000. It's a little monumental. And this is a good guy right now. He needs something. He was a WWE champion. He was a Money in the Bank winner. And, now he left for a while to do the movie and came back. He's got a new look, same attitude, but he's got a new look to him. And he's matured a lot in the business. So the hope right now is that he can take the IC title and, get some really good time on the mic. And hopefully with his mic work, Vince and Hunter, maybe they'll see something in him that they saw a year or so ago, and maybe get him back up to the main event or near main event status.
Time will certainly tell with that, but for the moment, not bad having an Intercontinental title reign. It adds to, well, they said Triple Crown on WWE TV. I guess they forgot about his tag title run with John Morrison. So technically he's a Grand Slam winner.
Well, I don't think you'll be seeing John Morrison anytime soon or any mention of him at this point. I think they kind of want to wash their hands of a failed experiment on their part.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, how many tough enough guys are still around?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, no, there are plenty of them. But, my last point about Raw 1000, and I want to let you guys get to some other callers, people that have actually interesting things to say. The last thing I got to say that was nice but disappointing all the same was the comebacks for the Legends. It seemed like something that we've seen 100 times before with the Legends coming back. It was nice to see some of the guys and to see them in their gear, but to watch them, parade one after the other, seeing guys like Rikishi, who's about 100 pounds heavier than I've ever seen him, Sid, who just looks old, which led my mother to say, who in the world is that? And I said, that's Psycho Sid. And she said, no, it's not. Psycho Sid was taller, and he was better looking. Yeah, I don't know about that much. But to see those guys just kind of paraded around, it didn't really do much for me. And maybe I'm being a hater for the Raw 1000 because I had more hope, I had higher hope going in for it. But I just, I was a little disappointed overall with it.
I don't know. For me, I don't know about disappointed necessarily. I think the issue is, what about Raw 1001, 1002, 1003? That will be the benchmark going, because next week you're not going to have all of DX. You're not going to have Mean Gene Okerlund, Howard Finkel, Bret Hart, Mick Foley, Reverend Slick, Trish Stratus, Lita, the APA. But you still have those 3 hours that you got to fill.
Right, exactly, and that's why you get now to the Raw Super Show, and you've really got to stretch that out, and you don't want to fill an hour's worth of time, and another hour, and now maybe even more than that with commercials and wasted time. Eventually, you're going to get back into this age of cartoon wrestling that we had during the early '90s, where it's just gimmicks and squash matches. You don't want that. It was good when it was 2 hours and people wanted more. There's got to be a sense of people wanting more, and that's got to be good for business, rather than giving them everything that they want and and giving them as much as they want. That's just not good for business. Leave them wanting more. There's a reason why baseball and football, basketball, and hockey don't go on all year round, because they want people to have time away from it so that they can want more when it comes back.
Certainly a good point, and I guess you do have to look back quite a ways. I mean, even when Raw was 1 hour to when they had the cartoony characters and the squash matches, and 2 minutes with Duke the Dumpster Droese and things of that nature.
And Saturday morning wrestling, let's not forget.
Yeah, so they had the hours spread out a little bit. Anyway, Richie, we got to get rolling. Thanks so much for chiming in. Always appreciate it.
Happy birthday to you. Take care, you guys.
Greatly appreciate it. All right, let's go ahead and get one more in here. We'll go to line 3 and get Ed from the Northeast. A look at our local scene. Ed, welcome to the program.
Good afternoon. Happy birthday.
Thank you, Ed. What's on your mind? What's going on?
We have CCW coming up, Tangled Web 5 in Voorhees, DJ Hyde and Bulldozer in a Tangled Web match.
DJ Hyde, I've heard a lot of good things about him. He seems to be doing a lot of stuff with CZW. I think also, I don't know, has he dabbled a little bit with ECWA, the Joe Zanoli's promotion? I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. Yeah. I know I've seen some emails floating my way about that.
And speaking of legends, they're coming to Butler, Pennsylvania in August 18th.
Okay, that's coming up in a few weeks. That's 3 weeks from today. That's right, the day before SummerSlam.
And is that show still on for UWF?
Yes, it is, the UWF show. Actually, we've got Madman Moose Maretti in-house. He'll tell us a little bit more about that coming up in the next segment.
Right, that's about it.
All right. Thank you so much, Ed. I appreciate the look at the local scene as always. And, thanks so much for the call. Always appreciate it. Anyway, let's take care of our first bit of business, and then we'll come back. We'll get more of your calls. We've got Facebook feedback. As I said, RC from Completely Damaged in the house. Madman Moose Maretti's in the house. And, yes, the one, the only Ratboy is in the house as well. I don't know if we want to let him near a live mic. Always a scary proposition. All that and more here on a special Birthday Bash edition, episode 159. I'm about 841 episodes behind Monday Night Raw, so I've got some catching up to do, but that whole weekly episodic thing, I guess I'll have to stick around until about 2037 to get it done. We'll see. We'll keep it going here on Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com.